your boy Bleed. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 Party, I'm a real go-getter. Rock a fur coat, but it's not chinchilla. Who's that dude with the master plan? It's Mr. Pinecone with the mic in my hand. I ball on a budget, got a bag full of nuggets. Living life to the fullest before I'm kicking the bucket. No time for the haters, I'm the meat and potatoes. I'm the product of Anunnaki and godly invaders. You wanna go down the rabbit hole? Well, come along with me. Let me phone comb. Let me take you on a trip to the Pleiades or the seven seas. We can sail them all. Bring your dungarees and your toothbrush, your knapsack. We'll have a nightcap, then I'll bring you back. Mr. Pinecone's come a long, long way, so everybody get sideways. Sing it. I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways. Pass the bottle back my way. Everybody's getting sideways.
What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a good day. My name's Bleaves. This is Breakfast with Bleaves, and we are here to talk about all of your favorite cryptos. We're going to do some technical analysis. We're going to check out the news. We've actually got some incredible interesting sort of news that's been happening over the last little while. I'm going to tell you that I think the market is about to go on a crazy sort of run. I'm not predicting up or down. In fact, I do think there's going to be some downside movement. I think there's going to be some pain, but I think it's going to be fleeting and flashing. And then I think that the market is going to just get on a crazy sort of run, and things are going to get just sort of parabolic, because so many people have been thinking that the market is going to have this big dip, that it's going to go down, that we're going to witness this sort of event that I just don't feel it. I don't think that the market is going to move in that direction. I do think that we're probably going to see a flash, but I don't know that it's going to be one of those things where you're watching it and you're like, oh my God, is this really happening? And you're seeing the market sort of just, decline. And then all of a sudden, that's it. If we're not at the bottom, if there is a bottom, we're going to see it in a day or two, I think. And it's just going to be a flash. It's just going to be one of those, like the old, the great reset, what that people say. So before we get started, we're going to get into chat and say good morning to everybody. Good morning, Hunter. Good morning, Flipping Wood. Mr. P, good morning. Martin Morrow, good morning. Jeff, good morning. Kamal, good morning. Ulysses, good morning. Daniel, good morning. Top of the morning, S. Logan. Power to the people. You got that right, man. Today should be the day. Richard Goodall, good morning. And now, without further ado, we are going to start off with our technical analysis. Okay, guys, as you can see right here, this is the total crypto market. This is what we're kind of sitting at. You can see up here, we had just kind of touched over 1 trillion, but it could not hold. Now, we did have a couple of hours. In fact, it was, like 2 days where we had over 1 trillion as the market cap, but there's some nervous sentiment going on. And you see here Sunday with no explanation, really. There's really not a solid reason, but we just saw this sort of massive sell down happening, which went all the way through until the middle of the night, and then it started to pick back up. European market was feeling good. The problem here is that this is when the Asian market really controls everything, and you don't see a lot of volume happening. So we ended up having that little dip. But here's the funny thing, right? We made this go line a little while ago, and guess what? It respected that go line. And, this is where we called it. This is where we said it existed and that we've been fighting on it. And then last night, we bounced off of it, and now we're headed back up. Now, that could be a great sign, and it could be something that tells us that the market is getting ready to have a nice little run, a nice little move. And that's why I think it's probably going to do that. So I hope that this means that we're just creating these new highs as we go, and we'll see that develop over the next little while. And we're going to need to see the future in order to see it happen. But we check out Bitcoin and we see the same thing. Like, I mean, guys, we couldn't have called this better, right? We absolutely called it 100%, said that this is exactly what Bitcoin was going to do, and this is exactly what Bitcoin did. Now, the unfortunate part is it didn't stay above that 21.2 line, and it came back down. Now, it did get close to our go line here, and to be fair, like, I have questions about whether or not I'm hitting that go line just right to begin with. I think I've got it called, but I'm doing it based on, sometimes you're just doing it kind of on feeling, so to speak. And, you look at it, and hindsight usually tells you, like, well, maybe this should be tighter right here, and maybe it should be tighter right here. Maybe this right here is not, because right here, when we're calling it right here, and I'll show you what I mean here. This is just where it dropped to. This is where it settled. So this might be the spot where you want to call it. Same thing down here. Like, we're doing it where we're doing it at the extremes, and what you really want to do is do it where it settles. But when you're trying to make a point, and you're trying to line this thing up, sometimes you just don't go back and fix it. So if you take for granted here that maybe this line probably goes right about here, then it's entirely possible that, and this is close enough, by the way, but it's entirely possible that we hit the bottom of that line right there. We're going to leave it where it is for right now, because it is moving back to the upside. And the pre-markets in the United States right now look to be in the positive. Now, they were up about 158 earlier, and they're down to about 80 right now, up to 94. So we do have a positive pre-market, but we don't have a huge pre-market going on. Ethereum, however, Ethereum is the big problem, because Ethereum has absolutely broken down, and it's gone outside of that area. I mean, again, this is my go line. This is where we started with the go line, because this is where we could actually visually see it playing out perfectly. And it had been playing here and here and here. And then right here, you can see, like, when we zoom in, you can see that it's actually used it one time as support. Then we saw this gigantic sort of wick over here. Now, there's probably going to be a lot of Ethereum liquidations that are happening. This is probably some shorts, some very slow running shorts, or it could be that there's some longs from back here that are finally being liquidated before this right here. And this, of course, is the election. Excuse me. This is the election that's getting ready to happen. So, maybe people are clearing their balance sheets, getting themselves ready for what's to come, because once it hit this line down here, now you see it starting to pump its way back up. Now, I saw this. I didn't see it down this low because it seemed like it was kind of a flash, but I saw it in the 1560s when I woke up in the middle of the night, and I was like, you know what? That's a great opportunity to buy, but what if it breaks down just a little bit more? And I felt like there might be a little bit more downside once it broke the resistance here. So I decided, like, I'm just going to stay on the sidelines until the other side of this election. And, it looks like it might just end up back above this line. And we might just be, this might just be a falling out, so to speak. So let's move over here to Luna Classic. And you can see here, Luna Classic, same thing, basically. You had this nice little run. We had gotten up to 28. And I said, our line here is probably going to be a 32.3. And it looks like this all started to come to a head when the entire market started bugging out and dumping. So that left us down here. But you're seeing a nice, healthy sort of sideways move here, where you got 5 hours of green, you got 4 out of 5 hours of green. So you're seeing some buying and selling, and you're seeing some volatility, but you are seeing positive sentiment. There's still a lot of positive people in the market right now looking to make their plays. So I do think that we're probably in a pretty good position overall. USTC, by the way, USTC is breaking down right now. And if you'll remember, I said that, this is, I think that we're going to have another big run right here. And I even said that I think that what I'm going to do next is I'm going to probably take whatever. So I'm going to take whatever, I think it's 700 and whatever the amount is that I've earned so far from staking. I'm going to withdraw that 717,000 and this 52. I'm going to take 800,000, add it into this, and then I'm going to move it all over to USTC. Then I'm going to let it sit until where are we at here? I'm going to let it sit over here from this number because I think this is kind of the spot where it's going to bounce again, and that we're going to end up getting this big run. Oops. Up to 56. And I think that pretty much doesn't double the price, but it puts it up by 60%. So if I can accumulate 60% more, then I should be able to take that back over here and accumulate, from 700,000, maybe $1 million. It's worth the risk because to me, it's not really a risk. I have 10 million tokens. I have what I need. All of these extra, that's just extra throw around money to begin with. So I've got my original investment that'll be safe. So it might be worth making a play and just seeing what happens, because at some point, make a play, you know what I mean? And then if that play works out, 60% more of what roughly 800,000 at 60% would be 48. So that would put 1.2, 1.3, that would end up being about 1.3 million. So, it couldn't hurt to take a shot at it because again, it's free money. I'm literally playing with house money. So I'm not really concerned with it. So I would imagine that that's going to be the way that it plays out. Now, over here on Doge, you can see Doge continues to have that break downward. And part of the reason that you're seeing this is because Elon Musk is Elon Musk is doing what can only be described as stupid shit right now. So he's poning the libs while he's losing advertisers. Then he's blaming the advertisers that it's their fault, that they don't understand that. Listen, I'm not going to say that Elon Musk is losing his mind, but I will say that he's got some issues right now, and I'm not sure what his issues are, but I can assure you they exist because it is becoming blatantly clear that he is not thinking clearly right now. In fact, there are tons of people out there that pretend jokingly to be Elon Musk, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? And he banned some comedian and I don't know if it was him directly, it might be the system that banned it, but wink, 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 nod, 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 you know what I'm saying, free speech and all, comedy, wink, wink, we can't tell jokes anymore, this should be a bastion of free speech and the ability to tell jokes. I'm quoting Elon, by the way. So now this comedian is banned, and I don't even know if she's a good comedian, I just know that she's a comedian. But now she's banned because she changed her name to Elon Musk. So it's just absolutely bonkers. And then CZ Binance says that 90% of the stuff that Elon Musk is doing right now makes no sense and it won't work. So even his investor who just gave him $500 million is telling him, dude, I don't know what's going on here. Something's wrong with you. So I'm not saying that there is, because today, somebody's getting a check mark, you know what I mean? Wink. But so until something happens with that, we're going to see some downward momentum. But you need positivity out of Elon before you see Doge pumped. It's also going to be the same thing with SHIB, by the way, which SHIB's got some big news on the horizon. XRP doing the same thing, kind of just like the rest of the market. The place where we're not seeing a struggle right now is Matic. Matic is up 30% on the day. So it's having another nice big run yet again, and a lot of positivity coming out of the market in relation to Polygon and what's been going on for the last little while, with Polygon being part of the Instagram now. So that's not going to end badly, but you know what's going to end badly? Facebook's metaverse, because I see people talking a lot of shit about it right now. So let's move on over here, and we can see Volt. Volt has 3 times now tested its support level right here, and right here, and been rejected all 3 times. So that doesn't mean that Volt is in a situation where it's struggling, but it does mean that it needs a catalyst. So we need to see that final announcement from Voltoshi that, hey, VoltaChange is launching today, and then we need to create a line of support here, because the next time we get support, it's going to be up here in the 18s. So you can see over here that, you know, we're kind of sitting good. I mean, the value is about 6 ETH right now for that bag. So, you know, I'm not feeling bad about it. I do want to see, you know, that big move again, you know, and start to see that all-time high. And I think that, you know, Voltoshi thinks that there's some catalysts on the horizon that are going to pump this thing way up and through the all-time high. As a matter of fact, of all the meme tokens that are out there right now, yesterday, Volt burned more than everybody else. So, you know, we're looking at a dwindling supply. We're looking at an increased demand. But I did look at the watch list, and 19,000 people have Volt on the watch list. That's a good amount, but that's not a great amount. There needs to be, I think we're looking at something where that has to be a bigger amount for it to really start to catch fire. So I'm going to pay attention to that, and I'm going to kind of watch it for a few days. But just remember, today it's 19,000. Then coming down to MMAI, you're seeing it lose about 2.3%. DeConnect is up. Now DeConnect is down for the week, but it started its reversal. It's down 12%, but it started its reversal from that drop right here, and it's making its way back up into this channel. And I think that we're about to see a much bigger pump. But listen, I'm not giving you financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. If I were a financial advisor, you'd already be rich by now. You wouldn't have to watch me anymore, right? But what I am going to say right now is a little birdie told me that you might want to pack a bag, because DeConnect is about to, and by the way, I hope that you all attended my DeConnect Utilities in action on Friday, but I was told by a little birdie that you can expect something crazy is about to happen with DeConnect. Timing on that, I'm not sure of. So when I tell you that, when I say that, wink, wink, nod, nod, I'm not saying that I know exactly what it is or what date, just that there's real positive vibes coming right now. And, you know, it feels like maybe they know a lot more than they're letting on about something massive that's going to represent a huge catalyst and a huge partnership. It might be I don't know what it is yet, but, you know, we're going to find out. And when we do, be prepared for takeoff. Oh, and by the way, I got a new video coming out. It's probably going to take about a week to get it ready. But I got a new big time video coming out, and it's going to start a series of new videos on the education platform. And I think that most of you are going to be like, wow, this is actually super cool to find out. And you're going to learn the history of some of your favorite tokens. Is what we're doing. We're gonna teach you the history of some of your favorite coins and some of your favorite tokens. So if you're not registered already, go register at deconnect.com. You could use some smartening up. You know what I mean? Anyway, so Kodachi is trading at 15.19 right now. Slow volume, you know, like most tokens right now. We're kind of trading at this slow sort of volume, waiting for that next big impetus. WAGMI down 3%. Terrarium, now I'm waiting for Terrarium. You know, the beginning of November, I thought, and you know, I'm not an expert at when shit happens, but it looks like, by the way, this is a 2% tax, I think. So right now is the buy yourself a bag of Terrarium and get ready for a 10% bump again sort of level. So, you know, I don't know how best to put that right now. But if you just kind of look at it from an overall stance, you can see that there's a little bit of struggle with getting over this. Now, we haven't been over this since September, so there's going to be a massive amount of resistance at that 1,000 level. But we're at 9 right now, and getting up to 10, that's what, an 11% increase. So if you want 11% up on your bag, then, you know, this is going to be the time. I don't know for sure if it's going to have that dip that we saw before. I would think that it would if the rest of the crypto market does what some people are saying, which is have a crazy quick dump. But I'm not sure. Like I can't, there's just not enough information that I can see it happening with yet. Hulk trading at 70.59 right now. Again, low trading volume. You can see it right here. It started to have a little pump yesterday. Well, that ended weirdly. All right, there we go. Started to have a little pump, and it started to move back up to hit one of these big resistance lines on the chart. And it failed right here when the rest of the market started to have that downward movement, and now it's on its way back up. So we'll see over the next little while if it has the juice to take itself to a new level. Lillian Finance could not hold that big level, but again, some of their resistance here is in part due to all the things that were happening that we were talking about before, like the rest of the market just getting a little bit weird. And so we'll see what happens there. Swing Dow is down. Swing Dow is had a big move to the downside today in the last 24 hours anyway. You can see over here on this 1 hour that there was just a massive sort of move downward from people, and people are not taking huge amounts. It's not a huge amount. So and then yen, like I said about yen, that's Yakuza Inu. And I'm doing a lot of analysis on this thing right now, and you can see right here that it looks like we're 100% correct so far. It's actually playing out almost to exactly where I'm saying. Like I think this should be down a little bit more, and then I think we're gonna get another big spike, and that it's going to end up in this this big move range. So pay attention to it and watch out for it. And with that, I think we have now ended the technical analysis, and that means that it's time for the news. All right, guys, pre-markets on CNN show up 111, S&P's up 12.5%, and NASDAQ is up 40%. So it looks like we've got a positive sort of day prepared. Now, the Fear and Greed Index is in greed mode, so pay attention to that. 1 month ago, we were in extreme fear. 1 week ago, we were at 58. We're getting to a better level. And remember, we were in the middle of a bull market last year when the greed index was 73, and it's 60 right now. So, that's a really good sign for the markets overall. But the important thing to know today, Bitcoin ATMs record 28% surge amidst price bear market. And what they're saying here is crypto market endured quite a lot of pressure, blah, 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 blah. There are 2,479 ATMs in quarter 22 and 2,545 ATMs in quarter 3. Compared to most other regions, the nation has seen an average of 100 new Bitcoin ATMs added each quarter. So it means, generally speaking, that Bitcoin is making a push into Canada, and you're starting to see a little bit more adoption out of the Canadian market, which is, I think, generally speaking, a pretty good thing. So super excited to see what's going on there. But let's move on. 3.15 billion worth of Bitcoin sent to exchanges in the last 24 hours. Now, if you remember what I told you at the beginning, that we are about to have a crash potentially before we have liftoff. Well, this is the reason. 3.15 billion worth of Bitcoin sent to exchanges in the last 24 hours. The crypto markets are once again shrouded with uncertainty. According to CoinGlass, 152,000 Bitcoin have been moved to exchanges in the last 24 hours, which means that people are trading. And when they're trading, they're not buying, they're selling. I mean, the normal method of making a move is that you send it to the market when you intend to sell at a certain point. So not when you intend to buy, because you're not just moving your Bitcoin over so that you can buy more Bitcoin and then move all of it back over, even though it doesn't really matter because there's a nominal, the fee would be nominal to begin with. But the point is, you don't do that. You buy it and then you move it over. So there's some volatility coming. Now, crypto leaving wallets for exchanges is usually not a good sign. It leaves a window of possibility for the tokens to be dumped on the market. Last week, Bitcoin managed to move past the 20K mark. However, the rally did not last. The original crypto once again slipped below 21K. Not only that, even Ethereum fell below 1600. The development could be in anticipation of further volatility hitting the market. The Fed recently increased interest rates. That's not really a reason. U.S. midterm elections, right here. This is the reason. Rising costs and inflation are two of the most anticipated topics for both parties. Yes, but it's the midterms. People are wondering what's going to happen on the midterms, and now they're waiting. And like I said before, I do think that there's going to be a flash crash, that there's going to be just a great buy opportunity. I'm just not sure how deep that buy opportunity is, or if we're going to hit a new all-time low. But I can tell you this, every time you've seen one of those flash crashes on a chart, and we'll look at that at some point, but every time you look at that on a chart and you see the move to that downside that happens, then the end result of that is a very quick move back to the upside. So a dip in the market is usually followed by a relief rally. And remember, it's not about, you don't want to be holding during that dump, obviously. But that, of course, depends on how long you've been holding and when you got in. If you got into Bitcoin at $1,000 and you didn't sell at 68,000, you're still sitting up 21x at 21,000. So really you're not doing bad. So that's kind of the feeling, right? So additionally, the Fed is set to release the October inflation data on November 10. Now, here's the thing to remember. When Jerome Powell came out, I think he was alluding to the fact that the October inflation data is going to be scorching. I think it's going to be, as per estimates, U.S. inflation might reach 7.9%, 0.3 lower than in September. I got a feeling that it might be 8% or more. So the way that he was talking gave me the sentiment and the feeling that we might be experiencing a little bit more heat in this market. So, furthermore, the recent FTX Binance situation has created additional FUD among investors. So, and we'll see what's happening there. It says that the exchange will liquidate all FTT holdings after recent revelations. And what, you might ask, are those revelations? Well, we're going to get to that in just a minute, because before that, Square Enix, the makers of Final Fantasy, announced Symbiogenesis, a story-driven NFT interactive experience. So the makers of Final Fantasy are now in the Web3 area, and they are making an NFT game. And I don't know where I don't want to spend a lot of time on this because we don't have any details, but I don't know where you fall on it, but holy shit, this is one of the biggest, to me, announcements that we've seen in Web3 gaming so far. To have Square Enix drop into the area and maybe, just maybe, give us something along the lines of a Final Fantasy type game is incredible for this industry, especially considering who they are and what they've done. But here we go. FTX price prediction as Binance CEO dumps 500 million token holdings. Can FTT recover? The price of FTX has declined by 3% in the past 24 hours following Binance's announcement that it would liquidate the entirety of its holdings in the token. Binance's decision comes after a leaked report suggested that the exchange utility token comprises nearly 40% of the assets of Alameda Research, a trading platform closely tied to FTX. Alameda Research is the company that owns FTX, by the way. And Alameda Research, in this leaked report, Alameda Research, a trading firm linked to a major crypto exchange, FTX, has some 14.6 billion of assets as of June 30th, but as much as 5.82 billion of these assets consist of the exchange's native token FTT, which means that they are not leveraged properly and that a lot of their asset is basically just their own tokens. So according to a document sourced by the company, and by the way, if you want to cash out and you want to make money off of it, then you have to sell them on the open market, which tanks the price, which puts them in a very difficult sort of situation. So this does not end very well for FTX. So the news stands as a big part of the reason why FTT is down 12% in the past week, with the coin also down 73% from its all-time high of $84, With growing speculation over liquidity of FTX's assets, it's possible that FTT may witness further losses in the days and weeks to come. Now, it's entirely possible that this is all just a red herring and just an opportunity for these guys to accumulate more. But Sam Bankman-Fried, who has gone out of his way to act like he knows everything about crypto, has made a statement that said that these guys, we should work together instead of apart. And he said yesterday, issued a statement, said FTX is fine, which it could be, by the way. Like this just because this is happening does not mean that there's any real issue, concern, or problem with FTX. FTX could be perfectly fine. Bankman-Fried insists that as he appeals for Binance to work together. So FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried insists his crypto exchange is fine after rival Binance announced it would start selling its holdings of FTT token. He also called on Binance and FTX to work together for the ecosystem. And then he says that a competitor is trying to go after us with false rumors. FTX is fine. Assets are fine. FTX has enough to cover all client holdings. We don't invest client assets, even in treasuries. We have been processing all withdrawals and will continue to be. On Sunday, Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao said that his firm would begin selling off its FTT holdings due to recent revelations that have come to light. His announcement came after a November 2 CoinDesk report that a leaked balance sheet, did we hear that? CoinDesk report that a leaked balance sheet from Alameda lists $3.66 billion in unlocked FTT. Remember, CoinDesk, by the way, is the same company telling you just absolutely bonkers and crazy shit about Do Kwon, none of which has proven to be true. And when we go find the owner of CoinDesk, was founded by entrepreneur Shaquille Khan and began publish. We're going to move on to find the real owner. It's a subsidiary. Here we go. As the startup was acquired by Digital Currency Group for an estimated $500,000 to $600,000. The next year, the company acquired blockchain data and research platform Lawnmower. The company also acquired cryptocurrency data analytics firm TradeBlock. Then we go to Digital Currency Group, who owns Digital Currency Group. So we find out that it is suddenly a $50 billion company. And it is, here, the company has 5 subsidiaries, which are CoinDesk, Foundry, Genesis, Grayscale Investments. What? Grayscale Investments. So, who's trying to move the needle? Grayscale is trying to move the needle because Grayscale are the arbiters of truth in this platform right now. So, Grayscale is who's trying to move that needle. So, we're looking here at unlocked FTT, 2.1 billion worth of FTT collateral. The leaked balance sheet shows a total of 14.6 billion in assets, 8 billion in liabilities, which includes 7.4 billion worth of loans. So Bankman-Fried finished his 4-tweet thread with a barb at Zhao saying, "I'd love it, CZ Binance, if we could work together for the ecosystem." Don't know. We'll see how this plays out in the next little bit, because this is very interesting what's going on. So now moving on to Ethereum. Ethereum soars above 1600, but is a correction coming? Now, look at the date on this. This was October 29, and this guy was going through this technical analysis, and he was talking about where it could potentially go, where it could potentially be. But the important part was in here. The 4-hour time frame is also looking bullish as the market has impulsively broken above the 1400 level, rallying towards the 1800 resistance area. However, the RSI indicator is currently demonstrating a clear bearish divergence. This signals points to a possible correction or reversal in the near future, with the former scenario being more probable as there appears to be minimal static resistance level before 1800. So that's why you're seeing the dump happening right now. In the event of a deep correction, the 1400 level could now be relied on as a key support level and push the price higher. So that's what people are seeing overall on Ethereum, and the price, of course, as we saw, Took a dive over the weekend, not a long-term dive, but a short-term sort of dive. And then finally over here, why Shiba Inu is going to explode in 2022. And it gave a bunch of reasons here. And I'm not sure I agree with all of the reasons, but it is important to note that this is an important token for people. And Shiba Inu has had a continuous rally since the beginning of 2021. Last October, the token even surpassed Dogecoin. So you can see right here that, let's start here. Although it started as a joke, Shiba Inu rose to become one of the top, blah, 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 blah. SHIB token was on the way to the moon after beating out its top rival Dogecoin. Significance, strong, dedicated community. Here we go. This is where they're talking about why the coin should start going up. Yet another significant reason why SHIB's value and I said coin, it's a token, would continue rising higher in the coming years is the drastic change in its supply. The cryptocurrency gained huge popularity early in the year when Buterin burned 90% of the tokens in his possession. This was removed a significant amount of tokens from circulation, forever pushing SHIB value and demand higher. And now the experts here, Wallet Investor, says based on our prediction, a long-term increase is expected. The price prognosis for 2026 is 30265. As of right now, it is trading at 40119, which means they're predicting basically a 20x. With a 5-year investment, the revenue is expected to be around 1166.73. Our data indicates that our data indicates that the asset price has reflected a massive bull run for the past year, and it has tremendous long-term earning potential. The future price of the asset is predicted as 1046 by the end of this year. That's telling you that they feel that Shiba is going to do a 10x by the end of this year. Reddit community, however, says based on our analysis, the results are not very encouraging, as the bears may be back for SHIB and the price may drop to 609 in 2022 and raise and pose a risk for investors. So, so there's a lot of differing emotion on what's going to happen next with Shiba Inu. And finally, for sometimes I bring out these things that you guys don't get to see them, but this is called Fiat Leak. If you've never watched it before, this is all of the tokens that are being bought right now in visual form going into America. And if you ever want to know like where people are buying Bitcoin, then you can come to Fiat Leak and you can click on Bitcoin. And it's going to take a second to load, but it's going to give you a chart of the world. And it's going to give you all the trades over here that you can see. And then you can see like where all the buying is. You can see that the buying on Bitcoin right now is going predominantly to America, to Europe, and to the Middle East, with a little bit floating into, it looks like, Japan and China. But you can see that the American market is just going absolutely out of its mind right now. That's where the majority of the trading is. And you can do this with, most of the top top tokens. If you're interested in where Ethereum is being traded right now, it's trading at 1575.50, by the way. And you can see probably the same thing. Like you'll probably see most of it's going to America. Europe, this is the Middle East, I think. If it lands here, it's the Middle East. Yeah. The Middle East, this is going to end up in Hong Kong. So it's going to be China. Yeah, this is going to be China. Yeah, so that's the China stream. So you can see where everything is being bought. And that leads us to time to get into chat. All right, guys, let's see what we have missed right now. Poe, thank you for the $5 bomb. Runestone NFT drops 1111, and I think we want to see those Runestone NFTs. To be fair, I think those are some decent ones that we were excited about, or at least I was anyway. So let's go take a look over here at Runestone. All right, Runestone with the name Rune. Market cap 68,000. That's a potential buy opportunity because it's a low cap, a real low cap, with a nice little bit of a run that did happen, about 4x from where it is right now. That puts it at about $250,000 market cap. So the potential exists for this thing to have a little bit of a liftoff. We'd like to see a preview of some of the artwork that we're going to see. Runestone small buy competition. Entry is 0.04 ETH. Each buyer receives a mystery surprise. The winner receives 0.05 ETH. If this is a little bit of the artwork, then this is going to be outstanding. Yeah, so I think we want to see a preview of the Runestone artwork. But if this is the Runestone artwork, then yeah, these are some really sharp images. So if this is what you guys are doing, then yeah, I'll be picking one up myself. And I'll be scrolling through here just to kind of get caught up here. What's up, DeFi? What is going on, man? And as always, if you are looking to have your token looked at, checked out by everybody here, then send a super chat and we will pull up your check. FTX is dead. I don't think it's actually dead. Win for Republicans and the market will pump. Sure it will, but it's not because of Republicans. If Republicans were in office right now, then if Democrats won, then it would pump because it would create gridlock. It's just it's a matter of who's in charge. So a Democrat's in charge, a Republican House or Senate creates gridlock, and that slows down everything that's happening in the markets, so that there's no regulation, there's no, people don't change anything. So it's good for the market to have a divided government. Do you think Volt will regain the zero before now and Wednesday after elections, trying to find an entry point? So I think the issue with Volt going back down, I think it's kind of tough right now, and I think it's tough because the big issue here with Volt is I think Volta change is going to hit today, and if Volta change hits today, then that would indicate that we have no shot at it dipping down because it's going to have to come back down here below this basically this line right here, and that's a long drop. Possible because we're not, the number of holders is not going through the roof, but there are new holders coming in, and you can see over here when you start to look that these grains are coming in, new holder, new holder, new holder. So we're not seeing just a bunch of people pumping a chart, right? We're seeing new holders constantly. See, this right here to me looks like somebody who's accumulating. These are a bunch of DCAs right here. Then we have new holder, new holder, new holder, new holder. So there's a lot of new holders coming in, but you can also get it on USD. Look, there's 50 something markets right now. So, not everybody's going to come to Uniswap, but $5 million in volume means that there's a lot going on. So I guess the simple answer is I would say that it's going to use this as support. The most likely scenario with Volta Change being launched is that we're heading way up. That's the most likely scenario. If it takes a little bit longer, then yes. but this is going to end up being a support level, and it's going to be about what happens after that, like how long it's going to take for anything to happen. So I guess we should look at. I guess we should look here and see. All right, I don't see. All right, I don't see anything yet. But if it pops today, then I would say, like, listen, this, and no matter what, I'm going to say it's a long-term hold to begin with, because 13% tax in and out, that's a lot. So I would be looking for this as a basically a long-term hold. And if that's the case, then almost any price is fine, considering that the end result on the all-time high, which was only like 300 million, is basically 3x from where we are right now. So I don't think that it's going to be. This thing is destined for a much larger market cap than it currently has. So that's all I'm saying. So I would consider this now. God damn it! Now you got me second guessing myself. All right, so I would wait for that zero, just because it looks like there's that opportunity right there. No update on Shift yet. I'm in their chat all the time. Shit. Oh, by the way, here's the Volt right here. Shift continues to pump. Like I have it on a different chart, but Shift continues to slowly keep moving towards that upside without an announcement. By the way, we haven't really seen heavyweight. Here's the update on the application. So this is from heavyweight, and this was about 3 days ago. Updates in regards to the application. They have finally started solving the issues around the connectivity of the wallet to the application. This is now in full testing on their side. The app features, are still freezing whilst trying to operate. They believe that they have found a remedy to fix this. I'm waiting for more info in regards to this. And the question is, who's building the app? One of the guys has agreed to join our Telegram and do a live voice chat in the second week of this month, so you can ask some questions in depth. In-depth questions. There's a certain questions I cannot answer as I am not very tech savvy. The partnerships and sponsorship. The Powerade deal has been agreed to as said. It's been delayed on myself. This will commence on a full release of the app. So Powerade deal is still in place. They have assured me it will be ready for the first week of December for the app, and full better mode in the last week of November. If you have further questions, I suggest the date of 15 November is one of the developers to join the live voice chat. Firstly, I'd like to state that I didn't anticipate any of these issues. I feel awful at the fact that they happened. The ultimate goal is still the same. I will get this resolved, and although you have all been patient with me up to now, I ask for a little more time. I have some funds ready to pump the chart when the time is right to do so. Also, everything is up now. Everything up to now has been strategic. I've been even more cautious now than ever, as it really is a last chance saloon. I am still here and will reply to urgent messages, but please do not doubt my integrity. I will deliver for you all. So that's the message that came out of heavyweight. I would say that's good enough for me. Heavyweight hasn't stirred. He has not steered anybody wrong yet. And I do understand that this is an app that he's trying to get working. So, there we go. Sent you 3 teasers in DM. All right. Do you think VDSC will change the floor price once Volta change it? I think so. I think there's going to be more interest. And I think one of the things that you might see is that Voltoshi, one of the things that he likes to do is he likes to tie in everything in his ecosystem. So I think what you'll see is something like maybe if you're holding a Vaulted Dragon in your wallet, then maybe your fees are cheaper or something like that. So, I would expect that there's going to be a run on the VDSC NFTs. Yeah. So I don't think that it's worth the risk, but I do think that it's possible. But listen, like, I have a feeling like Voltoshi doesn't say shit unless he's ready for something to happen. So, I've just got this feeling like if you wait too long, then you're going to be up here and you're going to be wondering like, damn, I should have done it. You know what I mean? And I can't say it's going to go one way or the other. That's all I can say for sure. But like, the one thing that I've learned about this is never bet against Voltoshi. So if Voltoshi has come out if Voltoshi has come out and said, as you know, VoltaChange is going to be released within the next 3 weeks. So what if I told you VoltaChange goes live tomorrow? Now, could be that he's joking. Like, it might have been just kind of a joke to mess with you a little bit. But what if it's not? What if it actually is coming out and we're going to see it live any second now? Then, I mean, that's going to be kind of, whew. Oh, we got a new listing, by the way. KickX is a fast-developing crypto exchange with 1.3 million users, 50 tokens, coins and tokens listed, and Volt is going to be listed on KickEX. So, another exchange at the same time. Tonight we Volt, and you're going to see it 8 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube. Pablo Crow. Look at him dressed in his finery. Ooh, looks like he's going to church. So there's going to be something going on there tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time. So if you also look good against ETH, yeah. So we don't have any update yet, but guys, if Runestone is actually doing something like this right here, like, that is a really nice. I don't know who did this artwork, or if it is, or they're just using somebody else's art, but like, they've got some really good. These are some really good designs, if so. Yeah, we already read through this. So yeah, I don't know what we're gonna see, but so we're gonna find out pretty soon what happens with Volt. But I would say, like, don't bet against. We're gonna follow up, by the way, at the end here. We're gonna do chart one last time. But I would not bet against Voltoshi in any way, shape, form, or fashion. It does not work that way, my friends. And it looks like the Dow Jones is off a little bit to the positive. The SPY is negative as we sit. So there's a little bit of a mixed bag to lead off the day, and the pump is not that much right now. But we've seen a retracement on Bitcoin coming down in this hour, and we've seen the same thing basically on Ethereum, on Luna Classic, on the entire market, which was at 980, now at 975. So we lost $5 billion out of it. So yeah, I think there's a little bit of nervous sentiment happening right now. So be very careful. Be very, very, very careful. I'm going to wait. So my strategy right now is I'm not going to make any plays until we get past this line right here. If I see something like this happening, and I start to see, if we come down here and we test like 1400, or we test like 1430, and we start getting down into this level again, then you can see here, like, we were there not too long ago. But how long do we stay? Less than a month, and then we pumped back up to a new level. So if we come back down here, then I got a feeling that this is what's going to end up happening again. So, I don't think that we'll be down there very long, but I'm here for it if we have a dip. So that dip, I want to find the bottom. I want to find the bottom. And, you know, if the guys are saying that this is where the bottom is right now, then I'm here. I'm waiting. And I got money on hand right now to accumulate at $800. I've got money to accumulate at 1,000, at 900, at 1,100. Hey man, dump on me. You know what I mean? Like, let me see how low can you go? Because guess what? Once it goes that low, it's going to bounce like a rocket back up. Remember, it wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that long ago that we did this to 879 on June 18. And by July 18, we had doubled that. And then we went up even more. And August 18, we were at 1,900. So from 800 to 1,900 just on Ethereum when we hit a number that low. So I am looking to accumulate. Like, don't threaten me with a good time. Don't threaten me with profit. Shit. So anyway, that's the time. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, I'm doing this a little bit different, trying to change the format up just a little bit so that we have a structure to it. So hope everybody had a good time with this. And this is not financial advice. My name is Bleaves. I'm always right. And we will see you guys again very, very soon. Bedtime with Bleaves tonight at 8. Have a good day, guys. We'll talk to you soon.